Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh. Now let us discuss in detail about parts of the cell. The cell structure comprises individual components with specific functions essential to carry out various life processes. These components include cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, and cell organelles. Let us discuss about cell membrane. The cell membrane supports and protects the cell. It controls the movement of substance in and out of the cell. It separates the cell from the external environment. The cell membrane is present in all the cells. The basic component of a cell are cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. The cytoplasm and nucleus are enclosed within the cell membrane, also called the plasma membrane. The membrane separates cell from one another and also the cell from the surrounding medium. The plasma membrane is porous and allows the movement of substance or material both inward and outward. By structure, it is a porous membrane which permits the movement of selective substance in and out of the cell. Beside this, the cell membrane also protects the cellular component from damage and leakage. It forms the wall-like structure between two cells as well as between the cell and its surroundings. Plants are immobile, so their cell structure are well adapted to protect them from external factors. The cell wall helps to reinforce this function. The boundary of the onion cell is the cell membrane covered by another thick covering called the cell wall. The central dense around the body is the center and it is called as nucleus. The jelly-like substance between the nucleus and the cell membrane is called cytoplasm. Children, do you want to know why plant cells need cell wall? Yes, let us study in detail. You have learnt earlier that the cell membrane gives shape to the cell. In addition to the cell membrane, there is an outer thick layer in cells of plants called cell wall. This additional layer surrounding the cell membrane is required by plants for protection. The cell wall is the most prominent part of the plant cell structure. It is made up of cellulose, semicellulose and pectin. The cell wall is present exclusively in plant cells. It protects the plasma membrane and other cellular components. The cell wall is also the outermost layer of the plant. It is a rigid and stiff structure surrounding the cell membrane. It provides shape and support to the cells and protects them from mechanical shocks and injuries. The plant cells need protection against variations in temperature, high wind speed, atmospheric moisture, etc. They are exposed to these variations because they cannot move. Cell can be observed in the leaf peel of Tradescantia, Elobia or Rohio. You can prepare a slide in this case of onion. While observing the onion cells under the microscope, did you notice any blank looking structures in the cytoplasm? Yes, it is called vacuole. It could be a single and big as in onion cell. Check the cells have small vacuoles. Large vacuoles are common in plant cells. Vacuoles in animal cells are much smaller. Even you might have noticed several small colored bodies in the cytoplasm of the cell of Tradescantia leaf. They are scattered in the cytoplasm of the leaf cells. They are called plastids. They are of different colors. Some of them contain green pigment called chlorophyll. Green colored plastids are called chloroplast. They provide green color to the leaves. You may recall that chlorophyll in the chloroplast of a leaf is essential for the process of photosynthesis. Children, do you want to know if the structure of a nucleus is the same in the cells of plants, animals and bacteria? Yes, the nucleus of the bacterial cells is not well organized like the cells of multicellular organisms. There is no nuclear membrane. The cells having nuclear material without nuclear membrane are termed as prokaryotic cells. The organisms with these kinds of cells are called prokaryotes. Examples are bacteria and blue-green algae. The cells like onion cells and chick cells having well-organized nucleus with a nuclear membrane are designated as eukaryotic cells. All organisms other than bacteria and blue-green algae are called as eukaryotes. Now let us discuss about cell organelles. Cells are composed of various cell organelles that perform certain specific functions to carry out life's process. The different cell organelles along with its principal functions are as below. Now let us see what is an organelle. An organelle is a tiny cellular structure that performs specific functions within a cell. You can think of an organelle as a cell's internal organs. For example, the nucleus is the cell brains and the mitochondria are the cell's heart. Organelles are often enclosed by their own membrane, which divided the cell into many small compartments for different biochemical reactions. Organelles have a wide range of responsibilities, from generating energy for a cell to controlling its growth and reproduction. From this point of view, you can also think of organelles as different teams within the factory. Each team carries out its specific task and coordinates to make sure the entire factory works smoothly. Below we'll discuss major organelles found in animal and plant cells, which we'll use as our guide for the discussion. Organelles can be divided into three types. They are organelles without membrane, single membrane bounded organelles, double membrane bound organelles. Now let us discuss about organelles without membrane. The cell wall, ribosomes and cytoskeleton are non-membrane bound cell organelles. They are present both in prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Single cell membrane bound organelles. Vacuole, lysosome, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum are single membrane bound organelles present only in a eukaryotic cell. Double membrane bound organelle. Nucleus, mitochondria and chloroplast are double membrane bound organelle present only in eukaryotic cell. Let us learn more in detail about cell organelles in brief. Many unique organelles structures only exist in a specific cell types. For example, the food vacuoles in amoeba and the trichocytes in paramecia, which cannot be found in human cells. On the other hand, some human cells also have unique organelles that cannot be found anywhere else, like Weibel Palade bodies in blood vessel cells. Let us discuss the list of cell organelles and their function. Cell membrane. The cell membrane is a biological membrane that separates the interior of the cell from the outside space and protects the cell from its environment. Cell membrane is made by two layers of lipid oil molecules with many kinds of membrane proteins. Cell membrane controls the movement of molecules such as water, ions, nutrients and oxygen in and out of the cell. Proteins on the cell membrane also involved in cell movement and the communication between the cells. For example, cells receive signals from the outside world through different kinds of receptor proteins inserted onto the cell membrane like tiny antennas. The plasma membrane is also termed as cell membrane or cytoplasmic membrane. It is selectively permeable membrane of the cell, which has composed of a lipid bilayer and proteins. The plasma membrane is present both in plants and animal cells, which functions as the selectively permeable membrane by permitting the entry of selective material in and out of the cell according to the requirement. In an animal cell, the cell membrane functions by providing shape and protects the inner contents of the cell. Based on the structure of plasma membrane, it is regarded as the fluid mosaic model. According to the fluid mosaic model, the plasma membrane are subcellular structures made up of lipid bilayer in which the protein molecules are embedded. Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance present in between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Various other components or organelles of cells are present in the cytoplasm. Most of the chemical reactions within a cell takes place in this cytoplasm. The cell organelles such as endoplasmic reticulum, vacuoles, mitochondria, ribosomes are suspended in this cytoplasm. Cytoplasm refers to all material within a cell enclosed by the cell membrane except for the cell nucleus. Cytoplasm includes the cytosol and all the organelles. Now let us discuss about nucleus. Nucleus is an important component of the living cell. It is generally spherical and located in the center of the cell. It can be stained and seen easily with the help of a microscope. Nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane called the nuclear membrane. This membrane is also porous and allows the movement of material between the cytoplasm and the inside of the nucleus. With a microscope of higher magnification, we can see a smaller spherical bodies in the nucleus. It is called as nucleoles. In addition, nucleus contain thread-like structures called chromosomes. These carry genes and help in inheritance or transfer of characters from the parent to the offspring. The chromosomes can be seen only when the cell divides. Nucleus, in addition to its role in inheritance, act as control center of the activities of the cell. The entire content of living cell is known as protoplasm. Protoplasm. It includes the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Protoplasm is called the living substance of the cell. The nucleus contains the hereditary material of the cell, the DNA. It sends signals to the cells to grow, mature, divide and die. The nucleus is surrounded by the nuclear envelope that separates the DNA from the rest of the cells. The nucleus protects the DNA and it is an integral component of a plant cell structure. Nucleoles is a structure inside the nucleus, and nucleoles is also known as site of ribosomes or biogenesis. Now let us discuss about gene. Gene is a unit of inheritance in living organisms. It controls the transfer of a hereditary characteristic from parent to offspring. This means that your parents pass some of their characteristics on to you. If your father has brown eyes, you may also have brown eyes. If your mother has curly hair, you might also end up with having curly hair. However, the different combination of genes from parents result in different characteristics. Now let us discuss about cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton is a cell's skeleton system. Its network reaches every inch inside the cell. Cytoskeleton is a dynamic network built by interlinking protein filaments. It is composed of three main components: actin filaments, intermediate filaments, and microtubules. Once a portion of the cytoskeleton contracts or extends, It deforms the cells and allows cells to exchange their shapes and movements. Cytoskeleton also serves as highway system inside the cytosol. Motor proteins can carry cargoes while walking along the cytoskeleton. A variety of intracellular cargoes, including proteins, RNAs, vessels, and even entire organelles, can move around inside a cell by this intracellular transportation system. Cytosol. Cytosol is the cellular fluid inside the cell. It fills up the entire intracellular space. Water is the most abundant molecule inside the cells, counting for 70% or more of the total cell mass. Cytosol is a complex mixture of all kinds of substance dissolving in water, including small molecules like ions, sodium, potassium or calcium, amino acids, nucleotides, lipids, sugars, and large micronucleus such as proteins and RNA. Now let us discuss about mitochondria. Mitochondria are called as powerhouses of the cell as they produce energy rich molecules for the cell. The mitochondrial genome is inherited maternally in several organisms. It is a double membrane bond U-shaped organelle found in almost all eukaryotic cells. The double membrane divides its lumen into two distinct aqueous compartments. The inner compartment is the matrix, which is folded into cristae, whereas the outer membrane forms as a continuation boundary with the cytoplasm. They usually vary in their size and are found neither round or oval in shape. Mitochondria are the sites of aerobic respiration in the cells, producing energy in the form of ATP and helps in the transformation of the molecules. For instance, glucose is converted into adenosine triphosphate ATP. Mitochondria have their own circular DNA, RNA, molecules, ribosomes, and 70S, and a few other molecules that help in protein synthesis. Now let us discuss about endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is a network of membranous canals filled with fluid. They are the most transport system of the cell, involving in transporting material throughout the cell. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. One endoplasmic reticulum, they are composed of cisternae, tubules and vessels which are found throughout the cells and are involved with protein manufacture. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They are the shorter organelles associated with the production of lipids, steroids, and also responsible for detoxifying the cells. Now let us discuss about ribosomes. Ribosomes are the places where proteins are synthesized in our cells. Ribosomes consist of two major compounds, the small and larger ribosomal subunits. They are assembled by proteins and ribosomal RNA. Ribosomes translate mRNA into polypeptide chains which hold and assemble into proteins. Transfer RNA tRNA carries the corresponding amino acid. Only the right tRNA can enter the ribosome and pair with the code on mRNA. Once the tRNA and mRNA match, the rhizome will be add this amino acid onto a growing polypeptide chain. Ribosomes can be found on the rough endoplasmic reticulum or free floating into the cytosol. Now let us discuss about Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus consists of several stacks of membrane, bound cisternae or sacs. Golgi apparatus usually locates closely to the endoplasmic reticulum. It receives the raw protein products from the endoplasmic reticulum and modifies them, for example, adding tags made by sugar chains, and exports the proteins to variety of destinations. The transportation of proteins is done within small bubbles called vessels. The vessels are generated by budding from the membrane of endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus. Once the vessels reach their destination, the fusion of membrane releases their protein cargoes. There are three major destinations of proteins. One is sent to other organelles, second one is released into cytosol, and third one is secreted outside the cell. Secreting vessels can also store the protein until they receive a signal to release at a specific event. Now let us discuss about peroxisome. The peroxisome is a spherical organelle responsible for the fatty acid breakdown in order to generate energy. Peroxisomes in the liver cells also handle the detoxification of many chemicals including alcohol and drugs. Many enzymes inside the peroxisomes catalyze redox reactions which will generate hydrogen peroxidase as a dangerous byproduct. The peroxisomal enzyme called catalase can convert H2O2 into water, H2O and oxygen to keep the cell safe. Let us discuss about lysosomes. The lysosome is a membrane bounded sphere full of digestive enzymes and works like a recycling center in the cell. These enzymes can break down whatever substance entering the lysosomes into raw material like amino acids, nucleotides, lipids and sugars so that the cell reuse this raw material to build new organelles. Inside the lysosome is acidic environment which activates the digestive enzymes. These enzymes won't be active in the cytosol. pH 7. This is a safety mechanism in the cell in case the lysosomes somehow leak or burst. Now let us discuss about endosomes. The endosome is a membrane bound temporary organelle for engulfing the stuff outside cell. The endosomes are formed by the invagination of the cell membrane, a process called endocytosis. After endocytosis, the endosome can carry its cargo to different places in the cell. Chromosomes. When the cells prepare for the cell division, each DNA thread is organized into much compact structure called chromosome. Every human cell has 23 pairs of chromosome. A chromosome is formed by wrapping DNA around histone proteins into a core complex called nucleosome. Sister chromatids. Sister chromatids are egg-shaped chromosomes that remain attached at a centromeric region. After DNA duplication, sister chromatids will be split into two identical chromosomes during mitosis. Now let us discuss about centrosome and centrioles. Centrosome and centrioles are organelles that only appear during mitosis. The centrome organelle is made up of two mutually perpendicular structures known as centrioles. Each centriole is composed of 9 equal spaced peripheral fibrils of tubulin protein, and the fibril is a set of interlinked triplets. The core part of the centriole is known as hub and is proteinoanosis. The hub connects the peripheral fibril via radial spoke which is made up of protein. The centrioles from the basal bodies of the cilia and flagella gives rise to spindle fibers during the cell division. Cilia and flagella. Cilia are hair-like projections, small structures present outside the cell wall and work like oars to either move the cell or the extracellular fluid. The flagella are slightly bigger and are responsible for the cell movement. The eukaryotic flagellum structurally differs from its prokaryotic counterpart. The core of the cilium and flagellum is called as axoneme, which contains 9 pairs of gradually organized peripheral microtubules and a set of central microtubules running parallel to the axis. The central tubules are interconnected by a bridge and are embedded by a central sheet. One of the peripheral microtubular pairs is also interconnected to the central sheet by a radical spoke. Hence, there is the total of 9 radical spokes, which the cilia and flagella emerge from centriole-like structures called basal bodies. Now let us discuss about unique organelles in the plant cells. Cell wall. Cell wall is an extra layer of structural support and protection outside the cell membrane of the plants. The cell wall is made up of cellulose, a polymer type of sugars. The structure supported to the cell walls allow plants to grow to great heights like pine trees. Wood is made up of reminded cellulose fibers of cell wall after the death of matured xylem tissues of a woody plant. When Robert C. Hooke came up with the term cell in 1660s, he was actually looking at the dead plant cell. Cell wall is in a thin cutting of a cork. Vacuole. Vacuole is a membrane-bound organelle that contains a mass of fluid. Large central vacuole is only present in the plant cell. Vacuoles serve as the storage space for the plant cells. It can store a variety of nutrients like sugars, minerals, amino acids, nucleic acids, ions, and special chemicals that a cell might need to survive. Vacuole also functions as reservoir for the cell to store excess of water. The amount of water in the vacuole will determine the cell Puger's pressure, the hydrostatic pressure against the cell wall. A dropping plant has lost much of its water and the vacuoles are shrinking. Plastids. Plastids are large membrane-bound organelles which contain pigment. Based on the type of pigment, plastids are 3 types. One is chloroplast. The chloroplasts are double membranes-bound organelles which usually vary in their shape from a disc shape to spherical, discoid, oval, and ribbon. They are present in mesophyll cells of leaves which store chloroplast and other carotenoid pigments. These pigments are responsible for trapping light energy for photosynthesis. The inner membrane encloses a space called the stroma. Flattened disc-like chlorophyll contained structures are known as thylakoids and are arranged in a stacked manner like a pile of coins. Each pile is called as granum, and thylakoids of different grana are connected by fat membranous tubules known as stromal lamella. Just like the mitochondrial matrix, the stroma of chloroplast also contains a double-stranded circular DNA, 70S ribosomes and enzymes which are required for the synthesis of carbohydrates and proteins. Chromoplast. The chromoplasts include fat-soluble carotenoid pigments like xanthophyll, carotenoid, etc., which provide the plants with their characteristic colors yellow, orange, red, etc. Leucoplasts. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids which store nutrients. Amyloplasts store carbohydrates like starch in potatoes. Leuroplasts store proteins and eleuroplast stores oil and fats.